Well, hello there. Let's get comfortable. Hello there, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is David. Great to meet you. Let's get started in today's video. Today, we're actually going to be exploring dark academia home decor. And this aesthetic kind of derives from old English Victorian vibe. It's not so dark as in gothic, but it does lead that way. It does kind of give that gothic-y vibe. And then the word academia actually comes from the word academic, like scholarly or books. We can think of books. So think of things like Harry Potter. You know, you just have that giant magnificent castle and it has all these beautiful ornate details, and inside there's like these magical libraries with all the books, and you just are learning. Will you stop? You just are constantly learning something new. So the dark academia aesthetic, or home decor style rather, kind of comes from that whole vibe. Yeah, here are some more pictures on the screen here. As you can see, there's lots of darker tones, like sepia tones. And I'm so excited to be partnering up with a group of amazing crafters here on YouTube. In today's video, we're actually going to be doing a dark academia Valentine's aesthetic. Okay, that's what we're going for. This Valentine's, we are just getting rid of the red hearts and the pink hearts, the whole cliche decor. If you like that, go for it. But this year, we wanted to elevate it and do something a little bit more on that morbid side, rather, but not really. So this aesthetic, like you saw in the pictures, you could have just a little butterfly, little sheet hanging on the wall with different butterflies, maybe the names of the butterflies, like a monarch, whatever. I mean, there's just different things you can go about it. So our challenge was to create some really cool home decor of our own in this theme, this dark academia theme. Let's go ahead and get into the video and see what I came up with for this challenge.
Alright, for this project, I went ahead and just found an image off of Google. I will go ahead and link the specific one down below in the description box if you want to print this off for the project. This is just a drawing of a heart, and somebody had already went in and typed out the specific sections of the heart and wrote the name and everything, which I thought was really cool and kind of added to this aesthetic that we're going for. I also have this mirror. I've had this mirror. Oh, you want to see everything? I've had it for a long time. I got it from Target a long time ago. I didn't really like it because of all the sparkles and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and try to remove the sparkles off, probably with some hot water and soap and a toothbrush, like an old toothbrush, and just kind of start scraping to see how much I can get off. But the first thing I need to do is remove the mirror. I do like the mirror with the spider, but I kind of want to put this little heart in place of it. Sorry, I'm trying to cover things up. So I want to like try to put this heart in the middle of this. I thought it'd be really cute to do that because I really like this frame. This is like solid. I'm not sure if it's ceramic or wood. I'm gonna unscrew these, take the mirror out, and then start scrubbing the other side of it. All right, so I went ahead and used soap and water. However, the hot water and soap didn't work very well. I actually got some pure acetone, and as you can see, it actually removed the spider. It's completely gone, and I just used a soft old toothbrush and moved around the acetone. I will show you here just a little bit. So this just removed glitter as well as the stuff on the mirror here. If I just go in a circle, it will just make the stuff go away. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all of this off camera. It's going to be a lengthy process and make a mess, but I'm doing this over a sink. I'll put the pure acetone on each section and get it down to where it looks about like this. This is like before it was even painted black. I'm actually really pleased how this came out. Sorry about my furnace, it's like always on. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Maybe I'll do a voiceover, I don't know. For the most part, I did get most of that. That glitter is pretty much gone. I got it to the bare. There's a little bit of black left. There is a little bit of glitter that's over here. Here is the finished piece. I love the detailing on this. I think it's gonna go really well. And I'm gonna cut out this. And I'm just taking some packing tape, and I think you know where this is going. So you just need some clear packing tape. I'm just gonna go over the heart, just like this, and tape it off. And I'm making sure that my tape is just lined up ever so slightly. Make sure everything is smoothed out, and we'll do that in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the excess real quick. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. So we have our piece. I'm gonna make sure everything is really flat on this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this piece exactly like really close to the edge, just leaving like a little bit of the white. This part doesn't really need to be perfect. This is probably gonna be the hardest part. All right, so now what we need to do is put this and submerge it into water. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my piece and place it into the water, making sure that all of it gets wet. It's probably gonna curl up like this, which is fine. Lay it like this. Really doesn't matter, as long as the whole thing gets wet. So you wanna soak this for a couple of minutes. It really doesn't take that long, and then we're gonna start rubbing the back of it. And you're just going to carefully rub it. You don't want to rub too hard. And you can just kind of do it underwater if you want to. As you can see, the pieces of paper are actually coming off of the tape. No! Like, it's fine. We're still going to use this piece. So once this is all clear of paper, it'll look something like this, which I'm just going to reattach this on the project. And we're going to set this upside down so this can dry. I might have had a weird area where the tape just wasn't attached to each other, because you got to remember this is like 3 pieces of tape. Good. Now you can obviously see the tape line, but I think if you get most of this paper off, it won't show up too much on your project. It's just laying upside down. I'm letting it dry. I'm just gonna dip into this antique wax brown and just kind of go over it and then rub it in random areas. I think this is gonna add a little bit of warmth to the piece, and then we'll just go over it like this with our finger. I kind of like it, but what do you guys think? I think it adds a little bit more character to this. I really do like this. This is an antique wax is what it's called. I think it takes a little bit away from the spooky, bone-chilling vibe, because this almost looked like a bone with the color. This kind of warmed it up a little bit and gave it a bit more depth with like some brown tones, like we rubbed some kind of dirt or something in there. Literally perfect. I'm so glad I found that in my craft stash. So now I gotta make sure like the mirror is pretty clean. My sticker, we basically made a sticker with that heart. I can go ahead and apply that, and this will be pretty much done. And I think this will be really cute for a dark academia Valentine's day decor. Don't see any water droplets on it. It is still kind of sticky. We'll just kind of pop it on there. Hope for the best. Oh, I gotta make sure my other little piece. And the cool thing about this is I can still kind of reuse the frame if I ever want to take this heart sticker off. We'll display this for Valentine's Day. And here's my other little piece. Don't want to forget about that. I think it was about right there. Project is complete. Oh my gosh, that's kind of hard to read because of the reflection in the... Alright, I think you guys might remember that I picked these up during Christmas, this past Christmas, and I wanted to use them for today's project. I also have a couple of these crosses in my craft stash, so I'm going to use one of those today. This was from Dollar Tree. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start by removing some of the beads. I need to count out 59 beads. I'm going to be making a rosary necklace, a very large one, mainly for home decor purposes for this dark academia aesthetic. I figured the cross would still kind of go with love and Valentine's, because if you love your Lord and Savior, I think this really does play a part into Valentine's. It's not just about honoring and showing love to your partner, but as well as your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I absolutely love this project for that. I think a lot of people forget about, you know, the Lord during Valentine's Day. We always make it about hearts and him and her or whatever you're doing. You gotta always remember that there really would no be him and her without the Lord. So I need to count out 59 beads. 59, okay. So it's gonna look something like this, if you guys can even see that. There'll be 10 on the top, and then 1 and 1, and another group of 10, and then 1 and 1, another group of 10. So you'll have 5 groups of 10, and then 1 bead in between those groups. Then when we get towards the bottom here, we will actually string on, we'll tie a knot, string on 1, tie a knot, string on a group of 3, and then 1, like that. So these are like the prayer beads for Catholics. And I like this cross. I'm going to paint it black and probably do some distressing or something with these beads. After I position 10 beads towards the middle of the string, I'm then going to tie 2 knots. And I'm doing double knots so that the beads don't slip around or anything. Like, they're going to stay in place is what we want. And then our beads will butt up right against that knot. I'm going to tie a knot on this side. And I'm just kind of making sure that the double knots are right up against that bead. There we go. So now that is pretty tight. It's what we want. It like fairly tight, just like that. So the knots are right there, double knot, and there's 10 beads. I will slip 1 bead on this side, but I do want a little bit of spacing. So before I tie a knot for that bead, I'm gonna kind of restart and tie one right there. Just so there's a little teeny bit of space. So there's the double knot. Our 1 bead will be up right up against it like this. I'm gonna go ahead and tie another double knot. Okay, go ahead and tie another knot, and that's gonna be the same spacing. Okay, like that. Go ahead and place 10 beads on. So now I'm left with this much string left on my ends, and I still have to fit all these beads on there. Tie on my excess string that I need to keep going. So, okay guys, I came up with a solution to tie on extra string, and you can't even see where I tied it on. It's actually under the bead right here. So the beads just kind of overlap over it. I just took them and crossed them over like this. Then I crossed them back the other way. And this just creates like the most secure knot, and you pull it really, really hard. Okay, I heard some cracking, that's good. It's not my fingers, it's the twine. Then I'm gonna go ahead and cut off at an angle then any bead can slip right over this knot. So I've got my 10 and then my 1s and then 10 and then my 1s. So when I get towards the bottom here, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 more knots on each side, and then we'll add on 1 bead that will combine both of these. Now I just need to combine the strings together. We're gonna put these together and put it through 1 bead. I got them through. Go ahead and slide the 1 bead down so that they're both knots kind of match up. And instead of tying 2 knots there, I'm gonna just tie the strings together to make a knot. And that shouldn't go anywhere because, you know, it's basically a double knot right there. So then we have our 3. Do the same thing and tie up a knot. It should just be 1 knot because there's 2 strings together. Tie 1 more knot. This is getting pretty tricky, guys. We're at the very last of it. Okay, and then we just have 1 bead left. I'm actually gonna use this string to tie on the very end here and do the same thing what I did earlier, just so that I have extra string to tie around my cross when that comes time to do that part.
Now it broke!
Okay, then. Okay, I just can't be pulling that tight. My necklace part of the rosary is done. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, just like that. Now I just need to add on my cross, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint this first. I want to distress it a little bit, and I found these little wood carving tools from the Dollar Tree, and it tells you like on the back pieces you can use them for. I want to just like kind of round this out a little bit. It's kind of like chunky and square for me, so I was gonna see if I could like just take the wood carving tool and just carve out like this corner. I just basically don't want it super boxy looking. I kind of want this just rounded off. So there's my cross. Paint it black to match.
I found this heart at Hobby Lobby. It was like in the jewelry section. It's for like leather making stuff. I don't really know. So I just took off the little backing parts, drilled 2 holes, carved out the rest of the holes, and then placed the heart inside right in the middle of the cross. And I didn't really like that it's silver, and I thought brass would match this aesthetic a bit more. So I went out and I spray painted this with brass spray paint from Hobby Lobby.
So the heart is actually pretty much in there. I just actually carved out the holes with another one of those tools from that kit, and I'm then able to just like pop them down into the holes and glue it down in. And I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree tacky glue to do that. That way it's not a permanent bond if I ever want to remove this or something like that. Okay, and then I can go ahead and tie the rosary.
Once I got the string through, I just tied it to the other end of the string so that it made a loop around the cross and it was all attached pretty securely.
And then to cover up that mess, this is what I'm doing. We take one end like this, so there's a little, and then I'm doing a loop at the top, holding that down. Then I'm going to start wrapping on this side.
And notice I left out the little end of the string. Make sure you have that so you're able to pull it at the very end. I'll show you.
I'm going to make sure I wrap all those little pieces in this. Okay, and then pull that through the loop. Then take our other end that we left out and pull it to pull the loop. Do like that invisible wrap, whatever it's called. Okay, that's pretty tight. And then I'll go ahead and cut off the excess. Here we go. This is looking beautiful. I'm gonna go
Hello, a quick little interruption. I just wanted to come on here real quick again and say thank you so much, Annie, for inviting me to this Dark Academia Valentine's collaboration. I'm so stoked to be a part of this, so make sure you guys check out all of the playlists down below. I linked everybody who's involved as well as the playlist, so that you can watch all of the videos. Now, Annie is going to be doing a little giveaway on her channel. Someone will be a lucky winner. If you want to be entered in to win that fun prize, now I'm not sure what the prize is. So if you want to be entered in to win, you have to answer my question here, as well as answer everybody's question in the playlist. So you have to go to the playlist, watch everybody's video, and answer their question. So you have to leave a comment in all of our videos, so that way we know that you watched our videos. Which again, thank you so much, and if you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel. I make home decor content, DIY, styling, and designing. I also do shopping hauls, thrift with me, thrift hauls. I do a lot of everything. I would love it for you to join my YouTube family. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up for me. My question for you guys is, what is your current home decor style, and would you consider adding or incorporating a dark academia theme into your style? I'm not saying like head on, bring it all in, but you know, a few pieces here and there styled throughout. Go ahead and leave that comment down below for my question, and let's get back into the video.
So to begin this project, I'm going to use this magnifying glass I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to go ahead and open it from the packaging. I'm actually going to go ahead and tape the glass off. I'm going to use painter's tape for this project. So after you've taped off both sides of the glass, go ahead and tape off the handle as well. After we're done, we're going to take this outside and spray paint it with that same brass spray paint. I love using this spray paint. You can also use a marker from Dollar Tree to color this over. They do sell metallic markers. So here is the Krylon metallic brass that I love using. With this spray paint, you just have to do it in really fine, thin layers. I love using this brass spray paint. I think the texture just looks so good. It looks realistic. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape. I think this is looking so good. Okay, so I wanted to create a DIY that kind of went with our cool magnifying glass, because I know this isn't very Valentine. It's kind of hard to come up with a project that is pretty Valentine's as well as dark academia, but books are really involved with academia aesthetic. Anyways, I found this book. It was being thrown out, and this is the title of it. Complete Book, Pregnancy and Childbirth, which I thought is a form of love in a way. Not the typical love you would celebrate really for Valentine's Day, but I wanted to include something different. And I found these really cool pieces at Hobby Lobby. They were only at like $2, and it comes with 4, and it looks like you would nail them into like a box or something. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead and open these and just glue them on the corners of this book. I'm gonna be using the little plates, and I love these because there's a little heart on them. So these really pop out on the white like that, probably in the corners, and then I was gonna put the other 2 on this side. And that will just really enhance this book, and I think it's gonna look really cool when we style it with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down, and that's literally it for the project. I love these together. I think that it's so pretty. I love that. So I'm going to clean this glass up here really quick. Okay, so since that wasn't too much of a project, I mean, I didn't do too much, honestly. I wanted to show you guys one last project, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. So, a while ago, I had got this cute little cloche, and I figured I'm going to use it in this tutorial. So, my vision here is I want to use this cloche to encase a little skeleton hand holding a human heart. And it will say, "Till death do us part," and I figured that would be like super dark but very like romantic. I got a little skeleton hand. I got this from Dollar Tree, found it in my Halloween stash. And then I'm going to be using some clay to mold out the heart. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have this little styrofoam piece that I'm going to mold out my like heart with. And then also for reference, I have this picture here printed out of the heart so I can kind of see what to shape out. Look exactly like my picture, but you know, I tried. Okay, so it's been a few days and my heart, it's pretty much dry. I think it's good to go. It did start to crack, so I did put some glue in the cracks. I think it adds to the heart, like that vein. This cracked, I glued it. So the hot glue did not work on its own. I actually had to add in some of the Super Fix-All glue as well as the tacky glue from Dollar Tree and the hot glue. And then I used that tape to just tape the hand down to the heart so that it wouldn't move at all. So as I was kind of going about with this little cloche, I noticed that it actually is not going to fit. If you can see that, it would stop about right in here. And then I have this base part. So when I close it in, like the base wouldn't fit. I really wanted it in this cloche, but I might have to not use the cloche. So really quick off camera, I just took a knife from like one of these little knife situations and just carved into that bottom piece that holds up the whole skeleton hand with the heart. And it says, "Till death do us part." I tried to do a little bit of cursive, kind of like just old looking. Crack kind of adds to it. I put some more glue and stuff in there, so hopefully this dries okay. And then I think I'm going to paint in the inside a little bit darker so that this can stand out. So I decided to take the premium antique wax that I had been using for lots of projects. I used it with the mirror to get that sepia tone at the beginning. So stupid phone. Sorry about that, guys. It just keeps going off and I'm trying to do this voiceover for ya. I'm using a little bit of that red oxide color from Dollar Tree, as well as this crimson color. I kind of like the red on the fingers like that because it kind of looks like blood. I wanted to add a little bit of this blue. This is a really pretty blue. Probably shouldn't be opening. Oh my gosh.
No worries, I wiped a lot of it off with paper towel and then I just put some more red over it. The red actually blended in with the blue nicely, creating this deep purple tone that resembles these plump, luscious veins in the heart. Now it is time to paint the skeleton hand, and I mixed in white, a little bit of mustard yellow, and this coral color to create this like pinkish tone. It looked a bit too pink, so I then added in that antique brown wax. Just a little bit of that, which darkened it up, gave it more of a gray tone that matched more, I think, of a bone color. Letting it dry. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will link that playlist down below. Bye guys!